So we are jumping into The Suicide of Rachel Foster. Now, this is not a easy game to talk about. So we're not going to do like we do with the traditional first looks. We're just going to show you some of the gameplay footage. We're going to keep the audio off just because we don't want to ruin some of the bits of it. By the way, of all the information you get in the game, this is the most important one. When you read this at the beginning, while it is fictional, if you are struggling with issues dealing with things like suicide and unhealthy urges, we do urge you to reach out. There's no reason to suffer alone. But I will say this game does heavily touch down on some really painful subjects for some people. The basic concept for this game, just to go over it, is that a long time prior, the main character, Nicole, her father cheated on her mom with a young lady who then is believed to have committed suicide, or at least that's what the question of the game really kind of deals with, which causes her mother and the main character to leave the father, who was currently in charge of a hotel very similar in styling to The Shining, I would say, like an overlook hotel type style. And your mother has passed away a while before, and now your father has passed away, and you have nothing left. And you were called specifically to look over the property, the overlook hotel-like place, specifically for the purposes of its handoff and sale, and closing this chapter in your life. But unfortunately, during the time that you're supposed to go to this hotel, a horrible blizzard comes in place and sticks you there for a prolonged period of time. So now you have to kind of make your way through there, and in the process you learn more about what happened to Rebecca Foster, what was the situation with your father, and a bunch of other things. One thing I will specifically say about this game is it does feel a little familiar to some games I really loved in the past. Those games being one of which Oxenfree, which is just a large psychological game. It's all side-scroller like, and you play the small figure going through these, I want to say, mystical events happening on this island that really kind of like charts through time, space, and reality. And the other game that this game really reminds me of was this other game very similar in the way the game is played. It's called Going Home. And in Going Home, the character comes home from college and finds that their sister has run away from home because she wasn't being accepted for her lifestyle choices. So heavy topics, heavy emotional feeling. The one thing I will say that this game does not have that Going Home had or the Oxenfree had is probably pacing. Unfortunately, the space you're running around in is rather large. So there are a lot of kind of downtimes, a lot of time spent going from point A to point B in the game that, unfortunately, that's one of the benefits of a large space, but also a drawback of it. So if you're willing to give the game a try, it does start off very slow in the very beginning of the game. So you do see your character kind of traverse large sections, go back and forth. And it does take, I want to say, maybe 30 minutes to really hit maybe the mystical side of things. I mean, right off the bat, you do get that kind of like weird, eerie feeling in the game, but the elements that play into it, you don't really see till later. But it will play with your mind a bit, which could be a good thing if that's what you're going for, or could be a triggering thing if you've got some sensitivity to those things. So my final say on this is that I would not say do not play this game. I would say play this game knowing what you're getting into, and I would specifically say that be prepared to take it through the pieces of time where you kind of lags a little bit to get to the story, and then once it gets going, if you feel like it's a little much for you at a time, don't feel bad to take a pause and come back. So we're just gonna run through a little bit of the game, and then yeah. But yes, basically this is your character heading up to the hotel, getting the warnings about the snow and the storm hitting the area. And you can see it's clear blizzard. And when you're in the game, you don't really see a lot of windows except for like one specific area. So you don't really get that kind of thing. But yeah, you're in Montana. Which I don't know if anyone watches this video has been to Montana. If you have, I'm sorry. If you're from Montana, go you. Like, go out of Montana, you. That's what I can say. The game is very, I want to say, rustic and kind of cool looking. I would have loved to have played this game in a VR headset as opposed to on the Xbox. I'm not saying the Xbox didn't do it any justice. It is. It's just the ability to kind of look through the space, because it is, a three-dimensional space, unlike some of the other games that we've been playing recently. So you can get that really full effect if you could kind of control that a little bit differently. So you can see it is just, like I said, it's designed specifically to kind of put you off ease. I mean, look at the lighting in this room alone. Designed to draw attention to things, leave the space kind of barren looking. It's got that rustic feel to it. And it is also a period piece. There are lots of things you can pick up and look at. That's kind of a style, a trope of these type of games, so you kind of wander around and explore, almost to your detriment, I would say. You can look at a lot of things that aren't going to help you. It's when you're playing games like LA Noire, almost everything had a kind of a value to you, but unfortunately, this game gives you just a lot of stuff you can possibly pick up and manipulate. I think it's designed to create a scenario in which you're in a real world and you can, get lost for the forest, but for the trees. So that is a major factor. I would say don't hang up on, like we did, on trying to pick up everything and trying to find stuff. But so the game starts off, you're trying to find your, the phone, you're trying to receive a call, you're trying to meet with a lawyer out of the property to have him survey it so you can, move on with your life. So you pull your vehicle into the garage, you're going up. Like I said, there's a lot to explore in this place. It's very large. In fact, at one point they give you a map, and I think it's like 3 or 4 floors. I mean, look how cool this is. Like, I wouldn't mind going to a place like this in real life. Like this lodge feel. I mean, what hotels do you know that have a museum in the hotel? Like showcasing the area in the resort. I mean, that's just cool. You go to a ski resort and you see like the maps. What if they had like a literal physical mountain map to look at when you're in the lobby of the resort? The general concept about this game was that I think the ski hills hadn't been reopened yet. And the town had basically kind of shut down, so the resort was going down and down and down. And so the father held out hopes that the resort would open up. It was always the next year, resort's going to open up next year. But it never just really did. Spoiler alert, when you go to pick up the call, it turns out that the lawyer can't meet you out there because of the storm, but they'll try to be out there as soon as they can. Like I said, there's a lot of things you can pick up, a lot of things you can look at, explore, and examine. And look, I mean, what would be the point of looking at this cigarette pack? I mean, you see it on the table, but it's there, it's available as something you can do for the game. If you really enjoy these kind of look and see games, I would highly recommend this. And I think at this point we're probably gonna cut it here, just because there's just so much that we could show you. And there's so much that this game has. Like I said, it's a large like building that you have to walk through, and a lot of the time is spent just kind of sludging through it. But I think if you are interested in this kind of gameplay, if you like the kind of the mystery, like spooky background storyline type stuff, I would definitely recommend picking up this game and checking it out. But I will warn you, you will be playing it a while, because the game doesn't just jump to start. It's designed specifically to slowly engage you into the point. Well, hopefully you guys got a little bit something from that. Hopefully you guys check out the rest of our videos. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.